docket, lights on the case. Every motive, every move, every face. We don't just talk, we show and prove. Crime and justice in every groove. On the docket, truth in view. From the courtroom floor to the interview. The verdict's close, so stay right here. We break it all down, crystal clear. Cold falls to the front page flame. No two stories ever end the same. We dive deep where the headlines fade. Find the facts that the silence made. No fiction here, just real-time truth. From the OG vets to the reckless youth. Who did what, who said, who lied. We sort the facts, no place to hide. On the docket, lights on the case. Every motive, every move, every face. We don't just talk, we show and prove. Crime and justice in every groove. One story at a time, one voice, one truth. You're watching On the Docket. Let's get into it. On the docket, lights on the case. Every motive, every move, every face. We don't just talk, we show and prove. Crime and justice in every groove. One story at a time, one voice, one truth. You're watching On the Docket. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, based on wherever you're tuning in from. I am here on the docket, guys. Please excuse my tardiness to this channel. I was like, you know what? I haven't been on the docket in a while. I need to get into some of these cases that are happening all over the place. And I felt that this case in particular, Charlie Kirk, this case has made national and international headlines for a variety of reasons. Now, let me get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Empress. Hey, Lisa says, what? Hey, Bush babies. I see you guys in the bushes. How you doing? Y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to set your notifications to all so that you're notified when I go live or add new content. Okay, because I will be at least making an attempt. Let's say, I'll put it like that. I'll be making a solid effort, okay, to be a lot more consistent over here. Hold on. Here we go. Over here on this channel. So, guys, be sure to tap in. Hit that like button as soon as you arrive. Welcome, welcome. All right. So, let me see. My other device died on me abruptly. Bear with me, guys. I didn't even notice that it was going, the battery. Didn't notice the battery was going. There we go. All right. So I'm back on it. It's on. All right. So on September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, who is being described by the media as a conservative activist. And also, he is indeed the founder of Turning Point USA, was pumed and unalived while speaking to students at Utah Valley University. As we now know, the suspect in this case is 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson. Now, I know a lot of people have been like, well, what happened that day? What's going on? What leads do the authorities have? Like, what are the legal charges? And what might the case mean in the larger debates about political violence, right? Now, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and break everything down as far as for what we know so far. The facts, the mystery, the controversies, and what's next. All right, so who was Charlie Kirk? Turning Point co founder, conservative commentator, speaker on campuses. His Turning Point USA is actually located not just on college campuses, but also in high schools. When I initially heard, when the news dropped and I heard about this gentleman and his organization, and I heard that his organization was located on college campuses as well as high schools, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was like, what? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of organizations, whether they be politically charged or healthcare based or humanitarian based or religion based. I don't like them being that close to our children. You know, you send your kids to school to learn and get an education, you know, reading, math, science, social studies, history, things of that nature. The additional, you know, organizations that pop up on their campuses, to me, is concerning. And I feel that as I'm no longer a parent of student, you know, school age children, but as a nana, I'm a nana now. I wouldn't be comfortable with any organization being sightest on my grandchildren's school campus. I didn't send them to school for that. But I digress. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that his organization was located at multiple high schools as well as college campuses. And I don't understand how that happened. And it's not like a student body, you know, organization. I could see if it was like a fraternity. That's totally different. But let's get back into this. The event was a part of the American Comeback Tour. The event and setting, uh, the location Utah Valley University, Orem, outdoor speaking debate event with thousands in attendance. Now, he had these types of events regularly, apparently. He would go to different campuses and debate college students on their political beliefs. He would actually discuss, and when I say he, I'm speaking of Charlie Kirk. He would discuss different social issues that were brought up either by himself or people in the audience. Before the Pum Puming, Kirk was engaging with a discussion slash debate, including mass Pum Pumings and whether to count gang violence in statistics. His last reply was counting or not counting gang violence. There was one shot fired. Kirk was struck in the neck, and he was later pronounced unalive at the hospital. Now, I just want to say, while I disagree, hold on, let me see what you have to say. The Fall Guy must raised an eye for me because I've never heard of him until he got Pim Pim. And that's a weird part too. And you know what, Empress? The thing of it is um, I'd never heard of him or his organization either, which is even further concerning to me. Because why was his organization kind of operating stealth like until this incident? I'm sure that it was more talked about or popular in Utah. I know Lisa Sezawat has mentioned that he was in California. I think maybe it's possibly in the states where he has more of a stronghold, I would say, and probably more locations at different college campuses and high schools. But I need to look up and see how many, if any, that he has in North Carolina. Now, the shot allegedly came from a rooftop of a building, the Losey Center for Students Success, about 200 yards away. Chaos erupted. People began fleeing. Law enforcement was responding almost immediately. There was evidence collection, including surveillance videos, casings of the bullets, and also they identified. Initially, I guess they had this information on their own on the back end, and they didn't share it with the public until they wanted the public's assistance to try to identify the alleged shooter. So they had clothing, the type of clothing he was wearing. And then they released the images of a suspect and asked for the public's help. Now, who is the suspect? The alleged suspect. I'm going to say alleged. And Empress, I don't know if I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, this is not true. This kid Tyler couldn't have done it. He didn't do it. Why did he? How he's being set up. It's false and this and that. Well, who else did it? I hear all of these conspiracy theorists saying he didn't do it. He didn't. Who did it then? They have video of this kid coming off of the rooftop. The messages from Discord, clearly him discussing what happened to a T. And if I'm completely honest, I am certain that, and to be honest, I think it was the mayor who said it. He said he prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of them. He prayed that it wasn't one of them. Now, he said he prayed that it was someone from another country. So if they were going to set someone up and they were going to, package this person to take the fall for this, they would have not picked this Utah-born MAGA parent, MAGA family to take the fall for it. They wouldn't have. But who is Tyler Robinson? Age 22. He lived in southern Utah, the St. George area at the time of this crime. His educational background is that he attended the Utah State University for one semester. He's currently in an apprenticeship program, electrical at Dixie Technical College. His political/personal profile, motivations, as far as what is known, he is registered to vote, and they claim it's an unaffiliated party. I'm going to call BS on that because his family is a MAGA supporting family. The family states that he had become more political in recent years, that his beliefs, leanings had evolved, especially regarding the LGBTQ plus rights / trans issues. They also reported that he disliked Charlie Kirk's rhetoric. Reportedly, he expressed frustration that some hate can't be negotiated. I just want to say that as a public speaker, as someone who has the ear of the people, the ear of a community, in Charlie Kirk's position, he had the ears and eyes of thousands of people, if not millions. With that comes with responsibility. If you are going to speak hate towards a person or persons, whether it be race, sexual orientation, uh, economic status, political affiliation, whatever it is, whatever the case may be, if you're going to have those type of difficult conversations and discussions and hold certain perspectives, you should be a lot more um, how should I say this, aware, like cognizant about your surroundings, about where you're speaking, your security. Like my question is, why didn't he have security sweep those buildings? Now, I'm not saying that. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that uh, Mr. Kirk deserved to be unalive because of what he believed in or what he spoke about. No, I'm not saying that at all. Freedom of speech applies to everyone. Okay? Everyone deserves the right to freedom of speech as well as the right to believe in whatever it is they believe in, whether you agree or disagree. But I went down that path about, having great responsibility because he, I don't know, his people should have known that he would need a lot more security and a lot more protection. You cannot, how do I put this? Be uh, openly um, homophobic, racist, basically an agitator, just a complete agitator, and expect no one to have grievances with you. Again, I'm going to say it was absolutely wrong for Tyler Robinson to take matters into his own hands. Because instead of doing that, why wouldn't he go up to Charlie Kirk and debate him? Why wouldn't he go over to Charlie Kirk and say, hey, buddy, this is what I believe in, and what you're teaching is wrong. What you're talking about is wrong, and we should condemn the words that you're speaking about the LGBTQ plus community, about Black people, about this, that, this, and this, and that. Like, why wouldn't he have a conversation? But again, as a speaker, public speaker, you have to be mindful. You're free to say whatever you want to say. It is your right. But it comes with a huge responsibility for you to kind of, keep your head on a swivel. Know what's going on around you at all times. Guys, be sure to hit that like button. I heard his parents got paid to throw him under. His father was a sheriff for a cover up. Yes, they would. It's really um But then who did it? Who did it then? Who did it then? If you feel like it was a cover up, tell me who did it. Who actually is responsible for unaliving Mr. Charlie Kirk? If it's not Tyler Robinson, who did it? Because he was identified via surveillance photos. His father recognized him and confronted him, and Tyler confessed to his family, or he implied guilt. So who else committed this if the photos that they had of the alleged shooter matches this kid, and then his dad sees this kid on the news and he's like, whoa, that's my kid, that's my child. And he goes to his son and he says, hey, this picture oddly looks just like you. Do you know were you there? Did you have anything to do with this? What's going on? And the son basically confesses. Then they call the clergy person. I heard it's a youth pastor. And the youth pastor came in and I guess prayed with them and brought him, and then they turned him in. I just don't see this as a false flag. I don't see this as a conspiracy. I believe that they have the right person. I believe they have the right person because you know why? If they wanted this to be a conspiracy, they would have picked up someone else. They would have pointed all of the evidence to someone else. Now, Robinson has been charged with aggravated M-word, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice, witness tampering. They've charged him with witness tampering, oddly enough, because in messages that he sent to his roommate, it's being also rumored that his roommate was his lover. Now that part I don't know enough about to comment on, so I will refrain from discussing that until I dig a little deeper into it. But there are messages that were included in the indictment in which he asked his roommate to not speak to authorities and get an attorney and remain silent after he had divulged quite a bit of information to his roommate regarding the crime. He's also been charged with commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child, potential penalties, how prosecutors are treating this case. Prosecutors will seek the unalive penalty. He is being held without bail. And he's already had his first court appearance. It was just his arraignment, the reading of the charges. He's being expected to be represented by a public defender because he has been confirmed to be indigent. The next court date scheduled for him is around September 29th, 2025. Now, the precise motive, while there are indications, ideologies, political reaction to Kirk's rhetoric, um, alignment with the LGBTQ plus community issues, etc. Authorities haven't publicly confirmed a definitive motive, that part is kind of confusing to me, but they also haven't mentioned anything as it relates to his mental health status. Was he struggling with anything with his mental health? That has not been brought up yet. So we shall wait and see what, what will come, what's to come. Now, what I found really interesting is one day ago, the authorities released this video. Let me get it up. Let me get this video up, guys. Hold on 1 second, please. Bear with me. And if you're just getting in here, please be sure to hit the like button. Here's the video. There we go. Aha. All right, folks. One second, guys. I'm trying to... There. There we go. It's coming right up. Again, I found this very strange. There we go.
What happened? He was coming this way, and he's just passing through, and he pulled out from here, or no, from there. I think. Do you remember which lane you were in? I was in one of those two lanes going this way. I think in the right, in the rightmost lane coming this way. Okay. And he would have been there going left.
Now this is Tyler.
And as I was coming through, he turned in, and I T-boned into the side. Okay. Do you remember looking at the light? Yeah, it just turned yellow as I was getting into the intersection. Gotcha. Okay, are either one of you injured in any way, shape, or form? No, nothing hurts? Okay, do you have your registration and proof of insurance on your vehicle?
This I find really strange.
So he's a passenger.
That they
his insurance,
are
mom's on the way. He doesn't have a copy right now, right?
To Tyler Robinson.
Do you need to be on speaker?
And
he's got his.
did they not have his photo? Did they not notice that he
there you go, bud.
is dressed in the same outfit?
And then, did you get a record coming for this? Yeah, I got one coming for this one. Okay. He's going to need one, too. He's leaking. Did you get one for this guy as well? Yeah. Patrol 313. We're going to need a record for the 6 Juliet Fox as well. Your mom's on her way? Yeah, she's going to be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over. Gotcha. Okay, what I need you to do is just fill out this witness statement for me. This is just your identifying information. Down here, put exactly what you told me that happened. Are you brothers or friends? Yeah. Okay, all I just need his, down here, just put name, date of birth, your address, and your phone number. That work just right down here. I have to list him as a passenger. Okay.
you injured in any way, shape, or form? No? Okay. Perfect. Okay, just give us a couple of minutes and we'll get the paperwork. All right? And we're going to have a tow truck come and get your car since you're leaking fluids. You're not going to last too long.
Just as I left the house, put oil in.
Of course.
Just topped it up.
Welcome to real life.
But it does appear that he's changed his clothes.
All right, guys.
This is after he changed his clothes because he doesn't have on that
Everybody
flag
all done?
shirt.
Can I do the sign in front of you?
Yes, please. Okay. Did you make any statements to him after the incident happened?
I said, "Are you all right?" And as we pulled up here, I had him check on them.
Okay. All right. Did you make a statement saying that it was your fault?
No.
What's that?
When I got out, I was like worried, so I just went out. I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't your fault. It was our fault. We were messed up." And I first went up to him to check on him.
Okay. You said that to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you mean by that?
I think it was just trying not to.
Okay, because you guys have a couple different versions about what happened. So we had a third party witness that watched the entire thing. I'm just trying to clarify your guys' story a little bit. So you're heading
from that rightmost through lane through the intersection.
Okay.
Maybe a second or so before I reached the intersection, the light changed yellow.
Okay. Do you remember looking at the light?
Yeah, I was looking up at the light just before getting there.
Okay.
I saw it shift yellow. And as I get into the intersection, there was a vehicle in the lane between the leftmost through lane that was forward some.
So people on the side of you were slowing down to a stop.
I had seen someone slowing down and I wondered why they had slowed so much.
Okay.
This is old.
Why do you think that they were slowing down?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Maybe because the light was turning red?
Well, I was close enough to the light that
appears to be an old video.
I would end up in the intersection if I'd have tried to brake from that speed.
Okay.
I was going the speed limit. I just made sure.
Okay. How long was that? Like, when did you last check your speed?
Probably back
Okay, so I thought this was a new video, but it's an old video. But that's allegedly the shooter. Now, has he confessed to authorities? Not to my knowledge, Empress. Not to my knowledge. He is being held. I don't think that he has given a formal statement yet. And I don't know if he is actually going to take this to trial or if he is going to take a plea. Now, this is an unalive penalty case, right? This is a death penalty case. So the only way that I can see him taking a plea is if they take that off the table. If they take it off the table. Now, the other part that I wanted to talk about briefly regarding this whole situation is that it really truly saddens me that after this event occurred, a number of HBCUs received threats. A overwhelming number. And I'm just so confused as to how and or why these HBCUs would be threatened and or, you know, drug into the situation when they had nothing to do with it. The suspect that they've gotten into custody is Utah born and raised. He is a, by all accounts, full red blooded Caucasian American. I'm not certain how it's the black students or black communities issue and or fault. It's just it's perplexing to me. It is. And for a few days after this tragedy occurred, I said to myself, I said, if the suspect was of foreign descent, um, if the suspect were an African American person, if the suspect were anyone other than this young Utah born and raised young man, I think it would have tipped the scales and this country would have become a powder keg for people of color and immigrants. I think it would have become a powder keg because there is no evidence whatsoever linking a minority to this crime. However, the HBCUs are receiving threats. I just want to make sure that all of my subscribers, I don't care what race, what cultural background, wherever you come from, I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever you identify as. I just want you guys to be fully aware of the climate of the country that we currently live in. Because for this unspeakable act to happen to a man who was basically exercising his right to freedom of speech, no, I do not agree with anything that Charlie Kirk spoke of. I don't. Most of the information that he shared publicly on these college campuses with these young, impressionable minds were false. A lot of the statistics that he provided were made up. Um, a lot of the information that he gave to these young children was very subjective. And I don't agree with anything that he had to say. But he did not deserve to be gunned down, whether it was in public or private. He just did not deserve it. When it happened, I sat and I said, oh my goodness, this guy is the same age as my oldest daughter. What a loss. What a terrible loss of life. What a terrible loss of life. He had a lot more life to live, a lot more opportunities to enjoy. And apparently, he had a wife and children, you know? So I did not agree with his platform or his talking points, but I also don't agree with violence in the way that it erupted against him. I can't really, I can't get jiggy with that. I can definitely disagree with someone and not wish them death or wish them harm. But I felt that the aftermath of this pum should be a signal or a notice to everyone watching this video and everyone in America to take a deep and hard look at yourself, at your beliefs. Are you okay with creating divides that result in tragic events such as this one? Or do you realize that everyone is a human being? Everyone. Even Charlie Kirk, he was a human being. He was. I don't agree that he was a martyr or anything like that. No. Mm-mm. Charlie Kirk was definitely a racist and a sexist. And he did not care about women's rights. There's so many things that I disagree with that man about, but it still does not um, make what happened to him okay. But I think you guys should try to figure out, where your mind is, where your head's at. Because for me, this incident in the aftermath has definitely put me on notice to be ready and be aware. And that's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to get up out of here, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will be following this case and providing updates as they become available. And I'll check to make sure and see if he's truly going to be in court on September 29th or not. I'm going to see if I can stream that live here. It'll more than likely be via Zoom. The last hearing, his arraignment was via Zoom as well. So I will keep you guys posted. Again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing today. Set your notifications to all so that you're notified when I go live or add new content.
Step into the courtroom, the tension's high. Another name, another charge, another why. Truth don't lie, but people do. And we're here to break it down for you. From back alleys to the witness stand, we follow the facts, not just the plan. No sugarcoat, no holding back. If it's on the record, we're on the track. On the docket, lights on the case. Every motive, every move, every face. We don't just talk, we show and prove. Crime and justice in every groove. On the docket, truth in view. From the courtroom floor to the interview. The verdict's close, so stay right here. We break it all down, crystal clear. Cold files to the front page flame. No two stories ever end the same. We dive